What's that story you've never been able to tell? When I was 8, my mom and I started this quiet little Sunday ritual. Every week without fail, we'd drive to Oakwood Cemetery with a bundle of fresh daisies. Cheap, but cheerful. Mom would scrub Grandpa's headstone with this tiny wire brush until it sparkled, and we'd just sit there for an hour, talking like he was right in front of us. I'd tell him about school, how my friend Kate always stole my lunch money, how I failed my spelling test again. Mom would vent about her boss or update him on neighborhood gossip. It felt normal, comforting, but she never talked about Grandpa anywhere else. No old stories, no when I was little anecdotes, just silence, except for Sundays. This went on for 11 years. When I left for college, we still did our cemetery visits whenever I came home. But sophomore year, I decided to go without her one day. Spring break, she was working, and I just wanted to visit alone. I had a new boyfriend and figured I'd introduce him to Grandpa in my own weird way. I was sitting there, mid-ramble about college life, when I noticed the headstone next to Grandpa's. Caroline James, 1973-1975. The name hit me like a punch to the chest. That was my mom's exact name before she got married. But the dates didn't make sense. This Caroline died as a toddler in 1975. My mom was born in 1974. She was alive. I took a picture and just sat there, staring at both stones. Same last name, same first name. But how could that be? Tons of people have the same name, right? Still, it gnawed at me. Back at school, I spent hours digging through public records. Found a death certificate for Caroline James, dated February 1975. Cause of death, pneumonia during a brutal blizzard that shut down the entire city. Her parents were listed as Robert and Helen James. That night, I called Mom. Tried to sound casual. Hey, did you ever know any other Caroline James families growing up? She laughed it off. That's like asking if I knew any other Smiths. Super common name, but her voice was off, like when she lied about finishing the last piece of cake. I kept digging, found old newspaper articles about the 1975 blizzard. The children's hospital lost power for 6 hours. Total chaos. Kids moved between wards, paperwork lost, families separated. One article mentioned that some families had trouble finding their children afterward. Then I found it. A missing person report. Caroline James, age 2. Brown hair, brown eyes, small scar on her left knee from falling off a tricycle. My mom has that scar. Always said she got it from falling off a bike when she was a kid. I went home the next weekend with everything printed out. When I showed her the papers, she went white as a sheet and sat down hard in a kitchen chair. "Where did you find this?" she whispered. I told her about the cemetery, the records, everything. She just stared at the papers for the longest time. "I always wondered," she finally said. "Your grandparents. They said they found me in a hospital parking lot during that storm. That I'd been abandoned. They said they saved me. But I always had these flashes, memories that didn't make sense." She started crying. "I think I had a sister. I remember playing with a little girl who looked just like me. I always thought it was just an imaginary friend, but what if it wasn't?" And that's when it clicked. The grave next to Grandpa's wasn't random. It was her sister, the real Caroline James, the one who died in the blizzard. My mom, also Caroline James, was likely switched in the chaos. Her biological parents probably searched for her, heartbroken, never knowing she was alive, being raised just 2 towns over by a different family who truly believed they were saving an abandoned child. We went back to the cemetery together the next day. She knelt between both headstones and just sobbed. "I'm sorry I never knew," she whispered to the little stone slab. "I'm sorry I took